It's genuinely scary to me that Pokemon Brown version, the first ever Pokemon ROM hack that changed the story, sprites, and debuted an original region, is over 20 years old now. Originally created by user Coolboyman in January of 2004, Pokemon Brown helped bring to life a community of creatives who hack and create their own Pokemon journeys. And it's fascinating to see how this hack evolved over the years. The game at first only had the original 151 Pokemon available, but then in a remake/update from 2009, it had its Pokedex upgraded to include 224 Pokemon. And in 2024, it received a new update, version 6.0, with a grand total of 231 Pokemon available to catch in the Rijon, Rijon like Dijon mustard? Rijon? Oh, I'm never gonna get this. In the Rijon regional dex. And there's much else new in this update beyond just the new pocket monsters. So let's dive into Pokemon Brown 6.0 to see exactly what's new, what's old, and whatever is in between. Familiar with Coolboyman and the Rainbow Devs team for their work on the fantastic Pokemon Prism. Well, this 2024 update has the quality of their more recent work, firmly polished onto the old skeleton of Brown. It's not to say that Pokemon Brown version pre-6.0 was unplayable or anything like that, but the newer editions definitely make it harder to go back and play those older versions. Not only do we have Pokemon from all the way up to Gen 9, don't get too excited, but we also have new Pokemon evolution methods, 5 new Pokemon types that you might be familiar with if you played Prism, as well as a Fakemon legendary to top it all off. Many of my favorite Pokemon from Generations 2 through to 4 are here and all have fun Generation 1 sprites. Sure, it's largely still the core Kanto dex, but there's plenty to love about the Pokemon variety from this 231 handful. You play as a new trainer in the great region of Rijon. Oh, wait a minute, I get it, it's like a pun. Okay, Coolboyman, alright, okay. Let's see what you're doing there. And you're tasked to complete the Pokedex by Tim. Yeah, that's Tim. There he is. Tim. Your rival is named Mura, and your quest is to go collect the 8 gym badges, defeat the Pokemon League, and explore the land, discover Pokemon, make friends along the way, etc., etc. You know the drill. We're not exactly reinventing the wheel here, you know. You're still starting with the OG Kanto starters though, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander. I went with the basic fire type choice and cherished my Charizard as a core powerhouse unit of my team. I also used a Noivern, which was a really cool early catch. Alongside that, a Vileplume, which is greatly needed for leech-seeding duties, a Golem for all rock and earthquaking needs, a Raichu as my emergency generator, and finally a Porygon Z. Just because. By the time you truly get through the whole game, the final boss's teams will all be level 100s, so you're gonna be with your team for the long haul with Brown. I won't lie, having the new types like Sound and Gas be in the mix certainly would throw me off every now and then, but it's never anything too drastic. In total for new types, it's Sound, Gas, Wood, which kind of feels similar to grass, but whatever. Wind, which also kind of feels similar to flying, but whatever. And finally, Abnormal, which is like the normal type, only not. And don't forget, despite this being a Generation 1 ROM hack, it has Dark, Steel, and Fairy types in it too. There's new TMs and HMs, as if it all wasn't enough, though having more HMs is not my favorite thing, to be honest, but I'll survive. The game is stocked to the brim with content, which makes sense given it's essentially been cooking for 20 years. Some of the map layouts are a little strange, but overall this is a highly navigable hack, with some pretty streamlined progress so the player can know where to go for the next badge and so on. Oh right, side note, you ever wonder if they named Castro Valley after, you know, that guy? Aesthetically, the game is awesome, and I even played in the old Game Boy Color palette and still had a good time, so that's how you know this is legit. The original sprites look pretty solid and mimic the original style just enough while also having its own look and feel. Some character sprites are actually phenomenal, while others you can kind of tell are older and maybe a little less refined. Especially when you see the changes made to the user interface, you begin to kind of understand the intentional design differences. It just feels more hoodie. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's just the impression I get. I really can't describe it more than that. I know, but it just feels hoodie, you know what I mean? Anyway. There's a new music track along with other quality songs from Generation 2, and there's color support too if you can play it on a Super Game Boy. Overall, looking back at Brown pre-2024, it wouldn't be a Game Boy ROM hack that's on the top of my mind to play, but with Update 6.0, we have an excellent experience for all Pokemon fans new and especially old. Seriously, if you haven't ever played Brown, or if you haven't played the 2024 update, I implore you to go give Brown 6.0 a shot. It's got 20 years worth of polish, and it shows.